I will help you to discover whether Notion, Obsidian, or RemNote is the tool for you. Hi, my name is Jaël. I study educational sciences, and on this channel I share with you both my science-based and experience-based tips to help you get the most out of your life as a student or young professional, but in a happy and healthy way. So today I will talk to you about 3 productivity/knowledge management systems and let you know which of the 3 in their free version I think you should be using. So the 3 systems that I will covering today are Notion, Obsidian, and RemNote. And they are all 3 systems that I have used quite extensively myself. Because as someone interested in learning and self-development and productivity, I just really love discovering new tools that can help me with this. But of course, not all tools are helpful for all tasks. So today I will help you to discover whether Notion, Obsidian, or RemNote is the tool for you. So before we go into the different affordances that each of the apps has to offer, I think it is important to consider the purpose for which each of these 3 apps was built. Because there is quite a distinction between Notion on the one hand and Obsidian and RemNote on the other hand. Notion is mainly a productivity tool that was built to help you create your own productivity workflows and quickly and easily find very specific information that you need. Whereas Obsidian and RemNote are knowledge management tools that were built to help you create structure in large amounts of information. This, of course, does not mean that you cannot use Notion for knowledge management or Obsidian or RemNote for productivity purposes, but the fact that these apps were built for different purposes is of course important to consider when trying to determine which one is the best for you. Another big difference between the 3 apps is that they structure information in very different ways. Notion structures information in terms of document links and databases. So Notion mainly works like a website or your computer's file explorer where you can access subpages from parent pages. But what I think makes Notion so cool is that these subpages can also be structured as databases, which will make it very easy to find specific information that you are looking for. For example, I use Notion to keep track of my skills and work experiences that I use when writing CVs or motivation letters. But by making smart use of formulas, filtering options, and different views of databases, you can also use Notion to build your own partly automized productivity system, such for managing to-dos or content calendars. And I think this is really what sets Notion apart from the other 2 apps in this video. RemNote, on the other hand, organizes information in terms of rems, which are basically hierarchically organized bullet points. So every small piece of information that you enter into RemNote will sort of get its own importance by becoming a new rem under which other new rems can be organized as well. And I personally think that this is a great way to organize information for your studies, for example, because the notes that you take for studying are probably already quite structured, in a sense that they often come from study textbooks or slides that often already offer some sort of structure that helps you to take notes in a structured way as well. And although you can also link rems together outside of this hierarchical bullet point system, I would say that this is not part of the core of how RemNote works, which is what I believe makes it very different from Obsidian. Because in Obsidian, links between 2 different nodes are the basis of what allows you to organize information in this app. And I think this makes it a great app for people that are looking for an app that allows them to just write down thoughts and ideas as they come, which are of course often a lot less structured than study notes, but also still have an easy way to access these notes again if they ever become relevant. And the way Obsidian does this is by having very advanced search options, overviews of forward links and backlinks, and what I think is its main distinguishing feature, a knowledge graph of all your nodes and the links between them. So in a way, Obsidian helps you to create or find a structure in a set of seemingly quite unstructured nodes, which allows you to more freely navigate through and discover thoughts that you have written down on certain topics. So Notion and Obsidian are both great apps that allow you to access information that you entered previously. Of course, in very different ways with very different foci, but the main focus of both apps is to be able to note something down and then find it back again in the future. But what I think really sets RemNote apart from the other two apps is that it has also been specifically designed to help you to memorize the information that you write in your notes. So RemNote allows you to very quickly turn all the information that you note down in the app into flashcards. And then not only in a one thing on one side, one thing on the other side format, but also flashcards with lists and fill in the blanks. And then you can use these flashcards that you created to practice active recall. And what I really love about RemNote is that it also implements spaced repetition into these flashcards. And this means that you can practice your flashcards in a way where the program automatically make sure that the intervals of time between two repetitions of the same flashcard becomes larger. And this will allow you to learn the content in the most efficient way and also fosters long-term retention. So then I think the last thing that is important to discuss is the availability of these apps. So Notion is available as a Mac and Windows desktop app, as well as an iOS and Android app. And all data in Notion is stored online in your Notion account. This allows you to access your data at any location as long as you have an internet connection. But the downside is that you cannot access your data if you do not have internet access, and that there are some potential concerns to be had about the security and privacy of your data. And RemNote is very similar to Notion in this sense. It has web apps for Mac, Windows, and even Linux, and a mobile app for Android, and also an app for iOS on the way. And RemNote also hosts your data online under your account. So the data in RemNote is also only accessible if you have an internet connection, and the same potential privacy concerns exist. Obsidian, on the other hand, stores all information locally on your device. And then you can view this locally stored information through their app. So Obsidian also offers a desktop version for Mac, Windows, and Linux, as well as an iOS and Android app. But because your data, at least in the free version, is locally stored on your device, your data cannot be synced between different devices. However, this does mean that arguably your data is more secure. So perhaps this would be a reason for you to use Obsidian over the other two apps. So in conclusion, I would recommend Notion if you are looking for an app that allows you to structure information for productivity purposes. Think of to-dos, content calendars, or databases with specific information that you have to reference often. And I would personally recommend RemNote for students who are looking not only for a note-taking tool, but also for a tool that helps them to memorize the information that they take notes on. And then I would recommend using Obsidian for people that are looking for a way to quickly jot down and connect thoughts, but also want to be able to retrieve this information later on. Or people that really want to be able to have their information hosted locally for privacy or security reasons. And of course, there is no rule that says that you have to choose between these three tools. You can use them also in tandem if you want to use different tools for different purposes. I really hope that you enjoyed watching this video and that it was helpful. If you did, then make sure to give it a like so that others might find it as well. And let me know in the comments which of these three apps you prefer to use. Also, let me know if you have any further questions about any of these apps or any other study, learning, self-development related topic that I could talk about in a next video. And of course, don't forget to subscribe if you would like to see more videos from me. Thank you again for watching, and I wish you lots of love and a life of learning.